The Kargil War was one of the fiercest conflicts between India and Pakistan. This year, India will be celebrating 21 years of Kargil War on this day, July 26th. Based on the information from local shepherds on intrusion of Pakistani troops into our territory, the Indian Army was able to ascertain the points of incursion and launch Operation Vijay, while the Air Force called it Operation Safed Saga. The war took place between May and July of 1999 in Jammu and Kashmir's Kargil district. The conflict is believed to have been orchestrated by the then Pakistan Army Chief General Parvez Musharraf without the knowledge of the then Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. Pakistan had not declared war but had claimed that the intrusion was by Mujahideen and not their army. Pakistan's main objective was to cut the connection between Ladakh and Kashmir and to create tensions at Indian border. Yes, Pakistan's major agenda was to bring the Kashmir issue on the international level and leverage their positions in Kashmir to get what they want. They failed on both fronts as their majority of the community condemned their actions and called for a retraction. China too did not support Pakistan but adopted a neutral stand. Pakistan asked the US to intervene, but the then President Bill Clinton declined to do so until Pakistani troops were withdrawn from the line of control. This war was fought around 40 to 60 days under minus 10-degree temperature. As Pakistani troops withdrew, the Indian armed forces attacked the rest of the outposts, managing to get back the last of them by July 26th. The victory for India came at a very high price. The official death toll for India was 527 and for Pakistan it was between 357 and 453.
Vijay Diwas. The Indian Army declared the mission successful on July 26, 1999, and since then every year it has been celebrated as Kargil Vijay Diwas. About the war, the Pakistani soldiers had positioned themselves at higher altitudes, which gave them an advantage in combat as they could fire down at advancing Indian troops. Pakistan shot down 2 Indian fighter jets while another fighter jet crashed during the operation. Pakistani asked the US to intervene, but then President Bill Clinton declined to do so until Pakistani troops were withdrawn from the line of control. As Pakistani troops withdrew, the Indian armed forces attacked the rest of the outposts, managing to get back the last of them by July 26. Until July 4, 1999, the Indian Army had captured strategic peaks like Tiger Hill and Tololing. The war saw the use of Bofors FH-77B artillery guns. Years later, in 2016, India developed its own IRNSS system that set in motion in 2016. Kargil War had been the one where a war was fought between 2 nuclear states. India had conducted its second nuclear test in 1998, followed by Pakistan's first. So the war in 1999 was the first between the 2 nations after gaining nuclear capabilities. It was also one of the few wars involving 2 nuclear nations. The Indian Air Force also used MiG-27 and MiG-29 against Pakistani troops, and the bomb was also dropped wherever Pakistani soldiers occupied the area. With the help of MiG-29, several targets of Pakistan were attacked with R-77 missiles. Also, IAF's MiG-21 and Mirage 2000 were extensively used in the Operation Saved Sagar during this war. This conflict brought out the best in Indian soldiers. Captain Manoj Kumar Pandey, Captain Vikram Batra, Subedar Major Yogendra Singh Yadav, and Rifleman Sanjay Kumar received the prestigious Paramveer Chakra for triumph and conquer of the peak in Kargil. India increased its defense spending in the budget presented the year after the Kargil War, like the one in the purchase of coffins for the soldiers who died in combat. The US and the West, including the G8 nations, identified Pakistan as the aggressor and condemned it. It was the first ever war that beamed live on televisions in India.